Hey everyone, this is Chris Keys for PremierGuitar.com. Hanging out before the show tonight with Dropkick Murphy's guitarist Tim Brennan. How you doing, Tim?
Good. Thanks for having me, guys. I appreciate it.
Not a problem. So we got to talk about gear first. We see your guitars over here. Tell me about your 45 first.
Actually, here it is. This is Billy Lee, my guitar tech, my trusted guitar tech. This is my number one. It's a 68 345. When I originally got it, we had to replace the bridge pickup with a Seymour Duncan. What year is it? Do you know?
59.
59 Seymour Duncan. And ever since then, I've been putting them in all of my guitars that I use on stage. The 335 is like an 80 or something like that. 80 something. It was modded out to be like a 345, but the switch was funky when I got it, so I just had that bypass, so it's just pretty much a regular 335. Every once in a while I'll bring this out too. This is a 67 Barney Kessel custom. And
Did you pick up this one?
this was actually a birthday present to me from our other guitar player, James.
Wow. What did you get him for his birthday?
Nothing. It was he and I were at a show once, and the guy that we were seeing was playing one of these guitars, and I was just like, after that I was looking him up on eBay and everything, but never really got up the gumption to buy one. And then one day on my birthday, James came over to my house with a guitar case, and there it was. And this is definitely the best sounding guitar that I own.
Or what songs do you use that on for the tour and any albums?
I played it a lot on a bunch of the new songs from the new record, and so when we play some of those live, I'll play it. Also, some older songs if it requires me playing like really like playing chords, but picking through the notes a lot. I'll use that. The 345 is also good for that, but like I said, the Barney Kessel is pretty much the best sounding guitar that I own.
Does that one have the 59s in it, or is that one stock?
That one was stock. I left that one alone.
It sounded too good
Yeah,
to mess with.
yeah. I originally started out as a helper to the merch guy in like 2003, and they sort of found out that I could play a bunch of instruments, and so I started playing accordion on a couple songs, and then they needed somebody to play a bunch of different stuff, so I started doing that. And then when it looked like we needed a guitar player, I just sort of made the step up because I know all the songs already and everything, so it beat having to teach somebody else how to do it. So.
Yeah.
But it's great. I love being up there, When we were recording the new album, I played through the Silverface Bassman, and I wanted to get as close to that as I could. So I got these Bandmasters. This is the one that I use every night. This is actually James's from home. That's why it says James on it. James used to do like a clean and a dirty sound, whereas I'm mostly clean with just a little bit of dirty. So he would use these Bandmasters as his clean, but he's since gotten the pedal to do that and stuff. So we just had these Bandmasters lying around, and I figured, let's bring them back out, And like I said, with the 345 and the Barney Kessel and stuff going through these, it just sounds awesome. We rewired a couple cabs so that they're 4 ohms, and I'm super, super happy with them.
What do you feel the rewiring of the 4-ohm cabs does to your sound, or just the overall effect of your tone?
Well, I mean, initially they were running too hot. We were blowing them all. We were blowing fuses and stuff all the time. And the last time I got them fixed, the guy in Boston that I take amps to get repaired was like, you should rewire your Marshall cabs so that those aren't running so hot. There isn't such a load on them, and we've done it, and we haven't had any problems since.
Yeah, and hopefully our camera can pick that up. I know it might not be part of the tone, but it definitely gives that barroom brawler aesthetic with the, I don't know if it's a sticker or what it is. But
Yeah, that's what we were going for, yeah.
Alrighty, and looking at your pedal board here, it's pretty minimalistic. So what do you use to get the job done?
I like having some reverb on there every now and again. I mean, when we do like the faster punk songs and stuff, I don't use it, but every once in a while when I'm playing some notier parts. I'll throw some reverb on it. Delay every once in a while. Tube screamer, which is just a clean boost. It's just set for a clean boost, so I can get a little more feedback. And if I really need to do like a nasty solo, I'll hit that.
Hey everyone, we just got done talking with Tin. Now we're gonna talk with Jeff. Jeff, how are you doing?
Doing well.
How's the show? How's the tour going so far for you?
The tour's amazing. It's been a lot of fun. All the shows have been great and just been really fun.
Tell me about what you're using here. You're like the multi-instrumentalist of the group. So tell me what's your main instrument?
My main instrument is the banjo,
All right.
I would say, and it's a 4-string tenor, Irish tenor banjo, and the lovely people at Deering Banjos in California made me my own personal one, and I got to design it. So.
What were some of the things you asked for, whether it was cosmetically or just playing?
It's a little bit lighter, because I do a lot of bouncing around on stage, and as you can see, all these instruments I play on stage, I have to change over every song, like a different song. So I needed something I could throw at Kevin's, you know.
Something you guys can lightly toss around.
Yeah. But this thing's great, and the banjo company has been really cool, and they made me this this pickup that comes in the head, which is something new, and it's been working pretty great for. You can actually get one of these at deeringbanjos.com if you feel so inclined. This is a bouzouki, which I use.
What songs are you using that on now?
This is on Gangs All Here and Captain Kelly's Kitchen. I don't use this that much, but it's pretty fun and sounds cool. So.
Where do you feel that like kind of adds in the flavor between the banjo and the
This is very strummy. It's more like a 12-string almost, you know. Sounds really nice.
What was like the first instrument you kind of picked up or kind of gravitated between all these that you have here?
I think mandolin maybe, because my mother, my family, a lot of people in my family play mandolin and stuff like that. So they've always been in the family, you know. This is a Kentucky. I have 2 of them. I beat them up pretty bad. Actually, wow, that's broken right there. Jeez. So yeah, we get a lot of use, and my main guitar is this Taylor. It's awesome. I love it. It's out of tune right now.
We'll have to have Kevin get on that real quick.
Yeah, bud. So yeah, I mean that's it. I also play the whistles and the piano.
What do you think your favorite, favorite song from the new album is, with your playing in it?
My favorite song that I play is probably Broken Hymns, because it's my first time playing with the finger picks.
Oh, all right.
So it's kind of a new thing. Like the Irish tenor banjo is mostly played just with a pick, and I've been kind of branching out, and I get to use these little finger picks, which are kind of a pain in the ass, but to get off and on. But it's pretty fun, I'm constantly getting better, I think,
All right, everyone. Here we got James is having some unfortunate circumstances. He has to travel home, but we got Kevin, who's Jeff's tech. He's going to fill us in about what James is playing, and actually what Kevin is going to be playing tonight at the Des Moines show. Kevin, how are you doing today?
I'm doing good, man. How are you?
Very well. So tell me what James usually plays and what you'll be playing.
This is James's #1 guitar. It's called the Workhorse, I guess. Whoops. It's a Les Paul standard from the early '80s. It's got a lot of play wear on the neck and on the body here, and the pickup has to be changed out pretty regularly because James sweats a lot when he plays. But this guitar is great, and it plays like a dream, This is his other Les Paul. It's a custom from 1980.
So it doesn't seem as loved as the other one.
It's just as loved, definitely. But it's more newer to James, so it has less wear on it and stuff. But he gives this thing a pretty good workout too during the set. ES 175, I think it's from 1986 or 87, and he played this song in like kind of some of their newer, slower ballady type songs, like a song called Broken Hymns and another song called Cruel. He used this guitar for, and it just has a really unique and awesome tone that suits those songs really well.
And we can't forget about the amplifiers that James is playing through. What's down here by our knees? What are these monsters?
Well, we got 2 orange Rocker 30s, which I've heard they don't make anymore, actually. But they're great amps. They're 30-watt amps, probably push a little bit harder when they're turned up the way that he turns them up. He's got the little lovely Ludwig Vaughn over here for good luck, and then the Buddha on that one for good luck. So they prevent fuses from blowing and stuff like that.
We've done quite a few of these rig rundowns. I've never been in a situation where, a tech or someone that travels with the band is actually filling in and play for them. What do you expect, or what do you feel about this, being able to go out there and play with the Dropkick?
Well, it's a crappy circumstance, with James's family and stuff, but just glad to be able to help out, to have, be around and been around the band long enough to kind of have absorbed the songs to be able to do this. And it's a great experience for me too, I'm grateful for it. So the guys are all really cool and everybody's really supportive, and just want to do a good job and get it done.
I'm sure you'll have fun tonight. Thank you very much, Kevin.
Thank you, man.
Hey, now we got the face and voice behind the Dropkick Murphys. Ken, how you doing, Ken?
Good, man. It's good to be here. Thanks.
So we got you talking about your fantastically trimmed bass caps. Can you tell me about what's going on here?
I like this. This is sharp. What a little wood from Home Depot can do to spruce up the thing. We figured you kind of see the same look of the same grills and the same stuff on cabs all the time, so we figured we'd do a little bit different look on the front, and people seem to think we have way cooler vintage stuff than we actually have because of that.
What
That stuff isn't cool. Thank you, Ampeg.
So what do we have behind here? Is there like a little midget that's going to pop out, or do you actually have some amps behind here?
It is a great idea, and I might take you up on that because that would be a showstopper. But this is a Ampeg 810, and I got one on each side. And because I kind of move from side to side, I sing in both those mics, so it's good to be able to hear myself wherever I go. And and I play through the classic reissue. Gives you that great sound that we record within the studio, but with a little more durability than trying to lug around some of the older stuff we own as well at home. I'm left-handed, so I'm always
I'll hold that against you.
that's all right. I'm always feeling like ripped off and jaded when everyone goes into a music store and finds these kick-ass vintage stuff, and they never have it in a lefty. I mean, it's literally half the weight of even just the normal store-bought American standards, let alone the vintage 70s P bass I have at home. So when you're on tour as much a year as we have, that we are, and jumping around like fools and not getting any younger, it's the back very much appreciates the reduced weight, and I get matching ones, so I'm able to switch out and not know the difference.
So tell me a little bit about, you have a unique playing style, and like how you don't, generally people play above the pickup and stuff. You kind of playing farther up the neck. How did that come about?
It's because I got short arms, and I basically, for whatever reason, when I was learning, I guess I just cared more about it being low and looking cool than actually being able to play it well. And I just got used to playing up here. And as a matter of fact, we just made a massive move. We come up about 2 inches on the strap, so that I can actually get down. Instead of playing up here, I'm actually playing a little down here and getting a little bit more, down to the bridge. But I think it's more just a matter of the sound, and we've had the same sound guy, and he just might need to give me a little more volume than if I was right on the thing.
With the concept album being done by Pink Floyd and Rush and all those other big prog rock bands and other bands, you guys had kind of done that this time with telling a story of a nice gentleman named Mr. Larkin.
Yeah.
So how did you guys come about doing that and expressing his story through your lyrics?
I guess we kind of prefer to call it like a theme album because it's not like if you don't want to buy into the concept or the theme, you're not going to get the record. Yeah. You could listen to it and not even be told it's a theme record and be able to listen to it like a normal record. We just wanted to do something with a little more depth and weight, and that made people want to actually go out and get the CD and read the lyrics and understand the whole connection if they were into that kind of thing, more so than just downloading it off of iTunes. And but basically the title track, which was just about kind of a rowdy kind of Irish wake, which incorporated a lot of friends and stories from my life. But for a wake to be really a happy wake, it's usually someone who's lived the full life and and died after accomplishing everything they wanted in life. So we decided to kind of make the character be someone who was an older and we drew on a lot of stories of our grandparents and stuff and our families, and as we had this all kind of basically writing the album looking from the wake backwards in his life and tying in stories. We said, well, instead of one being about my grandfather, one being about James's grandfather, let's just like take our whole family story and combine it into this one character. And it tells a story, but it ain't no rock opera. You know what I mean? And when we try to write in a rock opera, you can be the first one to punch me in the face because it just wouldn't work for us. So yeah, people shouldn't be scared off by that. It's just like I said. I think it's more of a throwback to the old Irish tradition of literature and song being connected. We always put energy first, and on a lot of albums, we've put energy first at the sake of actual quality, you know what I mean? Because yeah, we could get it to sound better, but it's got to sound intense first and foremost. And I feel like on this album we were able to kind of capture both, where I actually felt really good about the intensity, but I also feel like we had more clarity than normal, like, especially with the more and more using the banjos and whistles and stuff, that we were able to keep the intensity but somehow make those other instruments not get lost in the shuffle too.
You guys are so entwined with Boston, whether it's being involved with The Departed, the story that it told. Your guys' song was on it, tied to it. You're very tied to the Boston teams and everything. Yep. And that, you don't see that very much because, like you said, with the social media being, everyone feels connected so far away. But you guys still have your Boston roots. How does that feel that you guys are still looked upon as, I don't want to say Boston's band, but you kind of are,
Well, I think it really goes back to the very beginning of the band. When we started, in the mid-'90s, Boston had like the most amazing all-ages punk rock scene. And back when we only had, 45s that we were pressing on our own, we were already selling out the Rathskeller and Kenmore Square, and so were a lot of other local bands. It was just a really intense scene, and all these bands from all over the Midwest and the Northeast would want to come play Boston. And we still had our day jobs, so we'd put on like an all ages matinee, and we'd headline it and have 7 different bands from 7 other cities, and they'd have such a great show in Boston. They'd go back to their respective cities, and even if people didn't know us, when they returned the favor, they'd be pulling their grandmother off the couch if they had to fill the show. And it was always, this Boston band's coming, and half the people didn't even know us. They just heard how amazing the show was in Boston and how amazing it was for that band when they came to Boston. So that was kind of where it all stemmed from. And our very first van was the MBTA in Boston, which is the subway system, has these handicap vans, and they call it the Ride. They're like the big, high ceilings, so you can get wheelchairs and stuff in there. And it's a white van with a yellow stripe that says The Ride. And in Boston, everyone knows, oh, that's the handicap van that picks people up to take them to the train. And we bought one at an auction, And so here we come rolling into town in this, and we took the roof off at a low overpass at the airport. So we had this like convertible high handicap van, and we had this like band from Boston reputation. And we pull up in a Boston subway van, and people were just like, Jesus. And then, of course, as the band progressed and we got involved with, the sports teams and The Departed, it's hard, when you're the lead track in a, Oscar-winning movie about Boston and you're from there. It's just, some of it is just, it's always been organic, I just feel like, and, in the punk scene, there was always that. And even going back to when we were kids, New York, Boston, D.C., there was a little bit of that pride in your scene, in your city. So you flew those colors, you know what I mean?
If you want to go online and find more about the album and everything that's Dropkick Murphy, where should they go online?
The website's dropkickmurphys.com or Facebook, Dropkick Murphys. I don't know. I'm not a Facebook guy, but there's a ton of people on there, so it's the one with the most people, because there's a bunch of Dropkick Murphys sites on Facebook, which is cool of people to do that for us. And come see us at a show too, All
right. Well, thank you very much for your time, Ken. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you. This is Chris Keys for PremierGuitar.com.